This is a Glendale Library Arts and Culture program, created for teens, edited and hosted by the Teen Library staff. Check out community service opportunities and teen events down in the description box.
Hi everyone, this is Desiree, and today Melissa can't join me unfortunately, but welcome to our guest episode of Teen Gen Talks. Today's guest is a recent graduate from California State University, Long Beach, where she studied fashion, merchandising, and entrepreneurship. Since graduating, she has taken on a full-time job in the fashion industry, as well as starting her own side business from her studio apartment. Her business consists of loungewear pieces she designs and makes by hand. So grab a snack and drink, and let's welcome G.E.N to Teen Gen Talk. Thank you so much, G.E.N, for taking the time out of your day to talk with me. We have a lot to discuss.
Thanks for having me.
So to start off, I want to talk about your love for fashion and how did that come to be, and when did you know that, okay, this is what I want to pursue?
Fashion has always been part of my life. I'd say when I was around 7 is when I started actually pursuing making my own clothing. My grandma taught me how to sew. I started taking lessons after school, things like that. So it's always been one of my strong interests. And then going into college from high school, I knew that's what I wanted to study. So I only applied to schools that had fashion as a major. And that's how I knew what I wanted to pursue. Luckily, I was able to make a job out of that and pursue it in my career.
Do you remember like one of the first pieces of clothing that you ever made?
I think I made like a tank top that was made out of a Barbie print fabric, and I think that definitely helped me make it. That's the first I remember.
And you went to Cal State Long Beach and you studied fashion, merchandising and entrepreneurship. How exactly did you decide specifically you wanted to do merchandising and entrepreneurship?
So I'm interested in making clothes as well as selling clothes, and I knew going into college that I wanted to focus on the business side. So that's why I chose merchandising. I was really lucky that Long Beach had that option to differentiate from design. And I think I like more of the selling process rather than the creation process of like technical design. I love coming up with ideas and being creative, but when it comes down to, actually tailoring things or making patterns, that's not what I wanted to focus on. I would rather have focused on the, selling points and merchandising and buying and trend reports, things like that. So that's how I chose merchandising as my major.
Awesome. And since graduating from Long Beach, you have taken on a full-time job in the fashion industry. How has that experience been so far?
It's been good. It's definitely been hard given everything the year has presented us. But I'm thankful to have a job and I'm taking it for what it's worth. I'm definitely learning some new programs like Shopify, learning, just how to work in a headquarters of a fashion company, learning buying, learning merchandising, learning the customers. So it's been really great.
And how did Long Beach prepare you, to tackle on this full-time job, do you think?
Well, I was very involved in on-campus activities. So I was part of the Students in Fashion Club. I was actually an officer one of the years. And through that club, they brought in different guest speakers who sometimes had internship opportunities. And I made sure to follow up with the speakers after every meeting and just rather introduce myself or, if I was interested in one of the opportunities that they had, I definitely went full force with that. So I think that really helped me. I would definitely recommend taking advantage of, everything your school has to offer. I know there was other students who didn't. And I feel like me joining all of those extracurriculars really helped me get ahead in my career.
And speaking of internships, how did you find the perfect match for you, or did you just like apply to any internship that you kind of wanted?
I probably would just apply to anything that sounded interesting to me. I wasn't looking for a perfect match necessarily, but anything that could help me gain experience.
Right. And not only do you have a full-time job, but you also started your own side business from your studio apartment. Can you talk a little bit more about your business and the inspiration behind starting your own, business?
Yeah, so I would make little projects for myself on the side. And about when COVID started, I made this satin bralette and short set and I posted it on my Instagram and I got a lot of responses saying that people wanted to buy it or if I could make them one. And I was a little nervous about the idea, but I tried it out and I ended up selling a different satin set, but of the same idea. And my release went really well and I've had a great response from it. So yeah, it's been a good experience. It's definitely a learning lesson since, I'm a one girl show, but it's been a really great experience getting to kind of see the marketing side of how many people I can reach on Instagram, the production side of how I want things to fit, the selling points, how much I want to sell my clothes for, how much I think they're worth. So it's been really fun.
And how do you manage both, your business and a full-time job?
It's a lot. It all comes down to how driven you are, how you spend your evenings, if you're going to spend it watching TV, if you're going to spend it on your phone, which I try to make some time for, relaxation too, but it is a constant drive. You have to use your free time to your best ability to get things done.
And where do you hope to take your business in the future?
Right now, I think I'll definitely keep it as a side project. But eventually, whether it's with the same business or maybe a new concept, I'd like to grow it into something bigger down the line and to where it could be my full-time job. I think that would be really exciting for me to be my own boss.
And how do you find inspiration to create designs?
That's a good question. I feel like I pull it from all over. Um, Previously, Instagram had been a really great source of inspiration, but they're transitioning to kind of more ad-based, and I don't like that as much. But I would also say Pinterest, even just kind of people watching when I'm out and about, seeing like, oh, if I like that girl's dress, what do I like about it? What details could I maybe use in my own designs? And then also my travels. I'd say I've done a fair amount of traveling and seeing how different cultures dress and what they value in fashion has really kind of molded my eye for fashion as well.
And how would you describe your style? And is your style incorporated in your design?
I'd say my style is incorporated in my design. I kind of have a hard time with this one because part of me is very girly and sophisticated, but part of me also likes to, rock my Timberland boots, wear some cool denim. But I'd say I'll do like a dress with denim and kind of just mix and match. But I also think my style leans more towards the girly and like traveling and the city. So I think I have a lot of different influences in my personal style.
And when someone looks at your designs, what is something that you hope they think when they see them?
I hope that they can see all of the hard work that goes into it. All of my things are handmade. Everything is designed by me. I don't copy any designs. So I hope that they would just see a unique and beautiful quality piece. Quality is also something that I value in my designs as well.
And what's like a typical day for you, like when you're, designing and creating, a piece of clothing?
It definitely takes more than a typical day, I would say. It's probably over a span of weeks or months. Maybe I'll come up with the idea, then I'll try to make a pattern for it, and then I'll try to source the fabrics. And that all kind of takes a lot of time. So I think I'll take it step by step. I would maybe, go to my days of work, come home, and then a typical evening, I might be trying to source fabric online or sketching out a pattern on my floor, or maybe on my lunch break, since I work in downtown LA, I would go to try to look for fabrics out in the market out there. So it's kind of just a lot of different pieces of free time kind of stitched together that come together to make my designs come to life.
And for anyone that wants to get into the fashion industry or, be a fashion designer, what is the tip that you would give them?
Get as much experience as you can. Schooling definitely helps too. I would definitely recommend going to school, but start working in retail. People kind of overlook retail jobs, I think, but I've worked in retail since I was 15 up until just this previous year, and I got most of my experience from working in retail and just working with customer service, touching the products, arranging the products, hanging products. That's all a really good way to get product knowledge and gain customer insight as well. So I would definitely say work. And it really doesn't matter what job it is, as long as you're getting some kind of applicable experience.
And the fashion industry is always evolving, but what is something you would change about the fashion industry?
Fast fashion, for sure. Fast fashion is the devil. It's super polluting, super toxic for the environment. It's not healthy for people mentally to be buying that quickly and that amount of consumption in their life. I don't believe. I think we should be looking for quality pieces, pieces that are made sustainably with sustainable materials, made ethically by people who are being paid a living wage. That's all stuff that's really, really important, and something that I don't think we have enough of in the fashion industry at the current moment.
So before we end, I have a couple rapid fire questions to ask you. The first is, what is your favorite color?
Pink.
Pink. What is something that you have been proud to say that you have accomplished?
I'd say my traveling. I've gone to Tokyo, I've gone to Paris, London, Italy, all within the span of a few years, and that's something I'm really proud of and have fond memories of.
What is some advice that you wish you would have known when you were younger?
Ooh, that's a good question. I feel like I have very good mentors and just people in my life in general, so I feel like I've been given a lot of good advice that I've followed. But if there's one thing, to not worry as much. Sometimes I have a lot of anxiety, and it's just useless to put your energy towards something that you can't change or that's useless. So I'd say worry less.
And could you describe yourself as a teenager in 3 words?
Ooh, I was a cool teenager. I mean, I feel like I'm still a teenager. I'm only 23, so I was obedient, but I was also cool. I don't know. I loved my teenage years. I loved high school. It was really fun to be with friends. I was part of soccer. I was part of cheer. I was part of a Latina mentor group. So if I had to describe myself, I think I was a pretty well-rounded teenager.
Yeah, I could relate how like I enjoyed high school and like my teenage years too. I was like, I love them.
I'm still a teenager.
Honestly, same though. Sometimes I'm like, Desiree, you're 21, okay? You're not like
Oh,
18.
well, I guess I can drink now, but everything else, drink,
You're right.
and yeah, that's about it.
And what does success for you mean right now?
Oh, success for me right now. I think it's being grateful for the little things, just with everything that's going on. I have big dreams, but just in the moment, success. I think I need to focus on how I can do best at my job, how I can spend more time with my family, how I can be safe and still enjoy my life. So I think at the moment, it's just being grateful for what I have and taking in the little things.
And what is a book that you have read recently or are currently reading that you would recommend?
I have it here. It's called Wild Beauty, and it's actually a skincare book, and it talks about different kind of natural remedies for skincare, and it also has some recipes where you can make different skincare masks and oils, things like that. So I really enjoyed that book, and I'd recommend it.
That's awesome. Well, thank you so much, Eden. We learned a lot about you. Thank you for taking the time out of your day to sit down and talk with me. Can you let everyone at home know about any upcoming projects and where they can connect with you?
Yeah, if you want to stay connected with me and follow my upcoming projects, you can follow me on Eden LookBook Instagram. It's at Eden LookBook.
Awesome. Thank you so much. It was so nice meeting you.
Nice to meet you as well. Take care.
You too. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Hi everyone, it's Desiree again.
Yeah, Melissa.
Did you enjoy this episode?
I'm sure you did.
Then please make sure to give this video a like, subscribe, and turn on post notifications for this channel.
check out the teen content video playlist here and our latest Teen Gen episode here.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye.